So the question behind this video is, even if you have a great idea for a business, should you start a business? Should you do it in 2022 or beyond? Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Joseph and I run a video production business out of Brisbane in Australia, and been doing that now for what's going to be our 4th year in 2022. And I've been thinking a lot over this end of year period about some of the things that I've learned in the last 3 years of running a business from nothing, starting from the ground up. And I want to start to share more of the experiences that I feel like I've learnt and can hopefully add some value, especially to someone who's starting a business in Australia specifically, but also just in the field of video production or other creative industries where it feels like you might have no idea how to actually begin. And I know what that's like. I've been there. I made the conscious choice to start a business without having any business experience at all, or anyone in my family who has run a small to medium business for a long period of time, and also making that decision in a new city without knowing anyone. So I've had to learn a lot of the foundational business skills required to do this. And I feel like my journey has progressed far enough that I might be able to share some value to people who are still in the beginning stages, as at the moment the business is at a stage where I feel like I can talk about it. I have a small team with some staff, permanent employees and contractors, and then myself obviously. And we turn over 6 figures a year in revenue. And I feel like if that's something that you're wanting to work towards, then maybe this video can be one of the starting points in helping you along in that journey. So this particular video today is geared towards the idea of, well, should you start a business in 2022? The idea of running your own business, starting your own gig, having more freedom, more time in running your own business is definitely something that has become a lot more glamorized or made popularized in the last couple of years. And to be honest, that's exactly how I fell into it, or how I was encouraged to start, was by watching so many people live their own life, starting their own businesses and documenting that on social media, on YouTube, like where you're probably watching this now. And so it totally makes sense from my perspective why you'd be watching another video like this, because that's exactly how I got started and how the seeds got really planted in my own life. And so I want to just bring up 3 key points that you might want to ask yourself or think about if you're thinking about starting a business in 2022 or beyond. The first thing that I would encourage you to think about is, well, why? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to pursue a venture of your own? Is it because of something you've seen, someone who you admire, someone you're watching? Or is it something that's always been intriguing to you individually? Is it because you've seen a couple of people posting videos with flashy cars and living laptop lifestyles, which is exactly how I guess started to fall into what I do now. So that's not necessarily a bad motivation to start with. But why? Why is it that you actually want to do this thing and start this venture? If it is to have more freedom in time, financial freedom, then the truth is, at least on a very grassroots level of small to medium business, especially when you're starting off, it's definitely not going to look like freedom. It's definitely going to look like a lot of hard work, and it's going to look like single-minded focus and dedication to the task at hand of building something up. And the idea of sitting down on a beach somewhere, not working and creating passive income that just turns up every single day is something that happens, but only to a small percentage of people who are specifically running e-commerce businesses or things that are quite hands-off. But if we're talking about a service-based business or a products-based business where you're really trying to build a solid brand out of it, something that means something to you or to others, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. As of the time of me recording this video right now, it's been 3 years of doing that, and I still feel like I know nothing, relatively speaking, except for everything I've experienced so far, and I still feel like there's so much more to do. That still feels like the beginning stages of this business, because that's the truth, is that it's going to take some time, it's going to take some work, and you're going to need some patience. But if you can figure out your why is it that you want to do this, and really have a solid enough foundation that it's not just about making money, even though that is a primary objective. It can't just be about making money, because that's not going to be something you can hold on to long enough in the times where it is difficult. As long as you're going into this with, yes, obviously you have to go into business, into the marketplace with the objective of making sales and generating revenue, that can't be the primary motivation as to why you're starting this, because that won't last through the dips. And I can tell you firsthand, from my own experiences of where I've done things in the past with money as the primary motivator, that it doesn't last. It cannot last. So find your why and make sure that it's something that goes beyond just making money. You gotta be able to ask yourself, can I get up every single morning and do this? Is it something that is interesting enough where you have enough of a passion in that you can genuinely go, that's enough of a driver to get out of bed and do the next thing? The number 2 thing that I would say you should look into if you're starting your own business in 2022 is to spend time understanding yourself, having strong self-awareness about the kind of person you are, the strengths you have, the weaknesses you have. Maybe you're a person like me who is relatively self-motivated, quite driven, easily a self-starter. It makes it a lot easier to push through, especially if you're doing this thing solo by yourself, because if you read books like The E-Myth Revisited, then you'll know that there are, I guess, 3 types of people that are required for any business to work: a technician, a manager, and an entrepreneur. And if you're by yourself, you've got to fulfill all 3 roles. And most likely, especially if you're in a field where you enjoy what you're doing, most likely, like me, you'll be the technician. You'll be the one who has the hands-on experience to do what it is you want to do. You're probably pretty good at it, and so you think, hey, I can do this by myself, without realizing that you also need to be the entrepreneur and a manager as well. Having a heightened level of self-awareness, knowing what you're really good at, and knowing that at some stage you'll need to fill all these roles, even if you are a solopreneur. You need to be surrounding yourself with people who have the strengths that you may not have. That's super important to know. So having self-awareness about your own strengths, making sure that you're ready to surround yourself or seek out people who are good at things, good at areas within business that you're not, because you're gonna need it. You know, every business is built of multiple elements: marketing, sales, product development, delivery, operations, finance, and people. And every single one has to be fulfilled to a degree in order for a business to operate. And so you need to know what you're good at and realize that the other things still have to happen. So either you're gonna have to learn them, or you're gonna have to find people around you who can help you to learn them, or also do them for you, outsourcing them. At the end of the day, I do believe that it is more important for you to focus on building your strengths rather than compensating for your weaknesses. So maximizing the things that you're already good at and getting even better, rather than trying to make up for all your weaknesses. And I think that's where finding people, surrounding yourself with, partnering up with people who have those strengths in those other areas, or outsourcing that completely, is going to have to happen. But yes, self-awareness, knowing what you're already good at and what you're ready to fill in the blanks with, is going to be quite crucial in order to just think about starting a business. The third thing is the practicalities. So this is its own video topic of itself, but just knowing what you have to have and what you have to do in order to practically start your business. You know, understanding how to set up an ABN if you're in Australia, which is super easy. Understanding the fundamentals of your business structure. So whether you're going to operate as a sole trader, which most people start off, like myself, start off doing if you're just by yourself, or if you're going to have a partnership structure or a company structure. And all of these are very important to understand over time, and where you can engage people like lawyers and accountants to advise you if you have no idea what to do. I know this is going to be its own video on the specific practical things you need to start a business, because at the end of the day, the premise of this video is, should you start a business? And I think if you can genuinely answer that, yeah, you know these things and you're ready to do it, then yeah, by all means, it's time to give it a shot. Having the practicals down of all of those things, having an actual service or product that you're ready to release and to advertise, to market, take to market, make sure that there is a product market fit. Basically, if people are ready to pay the prices that you're willing to charge for and it's sustainable. So making sure you actually have the capital, the money that you need to do this thing, that's probably a good indicator that it's worthwhile starting. Should you write a business plan? Probably. Did I do that when I started out? Nope. In fact, I'm still reformulating some of the things that you need to do in a business plan, even now 3 years later. I remember doing a one-page business plan when I first started out. I don't even think I've referred to it once since I wrote it. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. It is important to have some level of planning, but it's never going to look like what you think it's going to look like. It's going to change, it's going to evolve, and hopefully it works out. And so I want to continue to create some more videos that are more practical about how to start a business and things you should look out for at the very beginning as I continue to grow my own. And I'm going to share more of these lessons, especially I guess from an Australian perspective, seeing some of the things, understanding what to look out for and to be a good business operator. If you've gotten any value out of this video, then I'd love for you to comment below. Let me know any thoughts that you have, anything that maybe I haven't mentioned in this short video that you think you'd like me to expand upon. I definitely want to start making more and more practical videos like this to help people like yourself who are interested in doing things that I suppose I've started to do myself over the last couple of years, and want to just continue to share the journey and help out where I can. Feel free to give this video a like if you did enjoy the content, and subscribe to the channel, and look out for some more videos over the next few weeks and months as I start to release more like this, and I hope that they can help you wherever you're at in your journey of life and business. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys and girls on the next video. Bye.